YouTube, and welcome back to the Silver Swanner channel. This is the 21st video in my US Typeset series, and today we'll be upgrading our Mercury dime. So in episode 4, we went through my junk silver collection and we picked out the nicest example of a Mercury dime and a Roosevelt dime, and we added them to the album as placeholders at that time. Well, now I have this stunning 1944 Mercury dime, so we'll be doing a bit of an upgrade to our album today. So, that being said, before we do that, let's talk a little bit about the history of the Mercury dimes. So, prior to the release of the Mercury dime, there was the Barber series. So that included the dime, the quarter, the half dollar, and those had been produced for 25 years. The Mint has the ability after 25 years to update and replace the designs, and so they opened a design competition, and the Mercury dime was chosen as the replacement to the Barber dime. The Mercury dimes were produced from 1916 to 1945 and were designed by Alfred Weissman. They feature on the obverse a depiction of Liberty wearing a winged Phrygian cap. So it actually does not feature Mercury on the obverse. And obviously the dime is commonly referred to as a Mercury dime. Mercury is the Roman god. They are a messenger god and often depicted as a winged god. And so people mistakenly thought that it was a depiction of Mercury on the obverse, where it's actually, again, a depiction of liberty. So I thought that was something very interesting when I was looking at the history of this coin. I did not even realize that the Mercury name is a misnomer. Then on the reverse of the Mercury dime, it features a fasces, also something I was not aware of. A fasces is a bundle of sticks that usually surrounds an axe. So if you notice very closely, and we'll take a look at this when I take you in, you'll actually see that axe as well on the reverse of the Mercury dime. The fasces symbolizes strength and unity, and then finally there is an olive branch that surrounds that, which then depicts peace. So, that being said, let me take you in, let's take a closer look at this Mercury dime, and let's add it to the book. Alright, welcome back everybody. Before we look at the coin, let's just talk a little bit about the grades here. A lot of the grades are going to focus on, obviously, letters, dates, things of that nature. But a lot of the focus for the Mercury dimes is on the reverse and on the bands that make up the fasces here. So we have three sets of bands. There's these diagonal ones, then there are some horizontal ones, and then finally there are vertical ones. When all of those bands are clearly defined, you'll hear that referred to often as full split bands. In this case here, the book says MS63, choice uncirculated, no trace of wear, light blemishes, attractive mint luster. When we get this out of the flip here, I think that that's probably going to be close to the grade, somewhere in the mint state. This is a 1944 Philadelphia. So if we look at the mintage information here for the 44 Philadelphias, you'll see they made 231 million. So this is the most common coin in the series, but that's okay because I'm not going for key dates, not going for anything rare or special. I just want a good, cheap specimen, and so going for the most common dates is the best way to achieve that. So let's get this out of its flip and take a little bit closer of a look here. I can find which way. There we go.
So I think it's got great luster. You've got detail in the hair. You've got detail there in the wings on the Phrygian cap. There's some little kind of spotting down here. The reverse, you can see it's got such good luster. I don't even have the lights focused over here, and it's got nice split bands. You'll notice right here on the top left of the fasces, there's your axe head. So I'm going to put this somewhere around below mint state. And we'll talk about prices. We'll talk about how I did on this coin. So that being said, let's go ahead and get it in the book. So here it was the Merc dime that we got from my junk silver. You can see much better example here. So let's go ahead and pop this one out. I have to slide the protective film all the way out here. Let's see if I can get it without having to do both sides. Nope, we're gonna have to take both of those out. Set that to the side. And now I've lost the other dimes as well. That's a problem with upgrading these sometimes, as they tend to be a bit of a pain. So we'll get Mr. Barber back, his spot, and we'll get this seat at liberty. So again, just a little bit of a closer look here. Much more definition there. Very happy with that. So that's going to be the keeper. So stick around. As always, I'll put updated album photos, and then finally we'll talk about my running cost up until this point. As always, here are my updated album photos. I said originally I was trying to go in order in terms of adding a coin to a new page each week. This should have been the dollar page, and I actually had a whole bunch of Eisenhower dollars. I just wasn't willing to crack those ones yet out of their proof set. So I'm just going to go in whatever order I feel like, probably for the next several videos at this point. That being said, let's take a look at my running cost. So for the Merc dime, I paid $8.26. I bought it with multiple other coins, so I divided the shipping, so that worked out to 79 cents shipping here. According to the Red Book, it's somewhere between $6 and $12 for low mint state, or I think mint state 63 they said. So I feel like that was a pretty fair price. That being said, all total then for the coins, I paid $843.62, and I've paid $34.08 in shipping for a grand total of $877.70.